I enabled it a few minutes ago, but hopefully you guys can see me. I'm a real person with feelings. I'm not an avatar. Someone's giving background noise. Elgin, is that you? Can I mute you?
Yeah.
There we go. All righty. Well, thanks for having me on here today, guys. My name is Chris Zach. I am a marketing guru, self-proclaimed. But yeah, for the last 15 years, I've helped real estate agents with a lot of different things. Mainly online focus has been my bread and butter. So today we're going to cover a few different things, but basically anything on the tech side, that's what I focus on, and that's really my bread and butter. So I wanted to talk with you guys on a few different things, and you guys should, if you direct your eyes, if you will, over to this monitor here. I've got my contact information. You guys can always contact me. I'm also on Facebook Messenger as well. But if you guys have any questions, or if there's anything I covered today, you guys need help or schedule a call, feel free to reach out to me directly. Otherwise, we're going to get into something that I think is not taught often enough with KV Core, and that is two things. One, using KV Core for your social media, and two, how to use it for your past clients. So majority of my clients, I would say 95% of my clients, like Elgin, their bread and butter comes from their past clients. So typically, and this is not a knock on Elgin or anyone listening to this, typically agents are afraid to use a CRM for some automation for their past clients, just because these are personal things, right? You don't want to make yourself look like an idiot to your past client, but you're much more likely to test features, if you will, with a lead who you've never spoken with. Someone that you've done business with for the last 30 years, like Elgin, he's got to be careful in what he sends. So we're going to cover those two topics today. If you guys do have any questions or anything on anything that I go over here today, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, what we'll go ahead and do is I'm going to share the screen here so you guys can see everything. And we're going to go right into KV Core. So, all right. So in KV Core, a few things you guys need to know. One, you got to get all your leads and all your past clients into KV Core. So if you haven't done that already, let's first start with that and some of the basics. So over here on KV Core, you've got all of these different options. One of them is Lead Engine. So if you click on all Lead Engine tools, you're going to notice here in the upper right corner, you can bulk import. What does that mean? You can send KV Core a big CSV file. So maybe you've been using Microsoft Outlook for the last 10 years. Maybe you've got chicken scratch on your desk and you had an admin or someone recently put together a CSV file of all of your past clients. What you can simply do is I would strongly recommend you bring those leads into KV Core. So you'll see there's an option here for let us handle it, which is simply fill out the blanks, let KV Core know what you want to have happen with these leads, and then give them about 24, 72 hours. And what they'll do is they'll actually import all of those leads into the system for you. I'm going to show you guys something here that, in my opinion, is two of the most important questions when you're doing this. You can also set it up to where every single one of your past clients receives new listings. So maybe you want your new clients to get new listings in their neighborhood once a month. I don't necessarily recommend it for this scenario. However, you could do that. The other thing is you want to make sure that there is no smart campaigns turned on. So what does that mean? KV Core can send email, text messages to your past clients. I do not recommend setting that up. So just make sure when you do this particular step, and if you are an agent who is going to send your past client list, make sure that you have it set up this way. So where they're not getting smart campaigns. Now that we kind of covered that basic piece, if you will, let's assume everyone has all of their past clients into KV Core. So let's go in and let's start kind of organizing this system. So let's get into your Smart CRM. Your Smart CRM, this is where all of your leads in KV Core are going to exist. However, you're going to notice that you can also filter out. So you can filter out your sphere. So maybe you've got plumbers, you've got, other vendors that you do business with, insurance agents, you've got other realtors. I have some EXP agents that they use KV Core for recruiting. So you've got all your people, kind of labeled appropriately. But I would recommend, let's filter out all your closed clients. And what you can do is you can just hit apply filters, and you'll notice we got every single past client that pops up here. So just out of, respect for Elgin, I'm going to click away from that pretty quickly, but let's go ahead and just pretend that this is one of Elgin's past customers. So that would be in the closed status. So now Elgin, what he has the ability to do is a few things. One, he could set up some automation. So give you an idea, I recommend, and a lot of real estate coaches recommend, you call your past clients once a quarter. So call your past customers 4 times a year. And little shout out to my boy Elgin over there. I talked to him. He doesn't reach out to his past clients once every 4 or 5 months. What he does is he gets in contact, he touches his past clients 5 times. 5 times every single month. If you want to know why Elgin's successful, it's because of that type of work ethic. So if you're not Elgin and you need to kind of create some structure into your business, what you have in KV Core is you've got some pretty cool tools where you could call your past customer right from KV Core. So let's just pretend I wanted to call this particular past customer. I'm going to click on new call here in the upper right, and it's going to start to, it pulls up this lead's contact information. And then what I'm going to do is, if I wanted to hit call now, it would actually call Elgin. He would answer his phone, and then it would connect to his past client in this case. So he has a great conversation. Hey, I'm just calling you from an office line. Wanted to just check in with you, Elgin. How are the kids? I see that you're pretty into cryptocurrency. What should I be investing into right now? You have that conversation and that dialogue, right? Now, here is where KV Core gets fun, and this is where you can kind of create some of this automation that we're talking about. So what you can do is you can schedule your call. So you'll notice right here at the top, you can schedule your call, but one of my favorite hidden features is right here where you can repeat calls. So if you want to call your past clients 4 times over the next year, this is all Elgin has to do, right? He can say, hey, I want to schedule a past call or a client to my past client 4 times this year. So what he could do, he's going to choose the time and the date that he wants to start that. So maybe he's going to call all those customers around the holidays, wish everyone a happy holiday. So he would go in and schedule that call. He would pick the time and date and hit schedule call. Now, what just happened? We automated that for Elgin. So all Elgin's going to have to do now is every day when he wakes up and he brushes his teeth, he checks his portfolio online, he checks his, $600 million in EXP stock he has. And then what he does is he goes in and takes a look at all of these calls and tasks that he has to do. So it's almost like he's just created, it's a proactive business, meaning he's scheduling calls and he's creating some of this automation. But now on today's call, he's going to have a list. Hey, I need to call one of my past clients. So if I take a look at Elgin's past, calls that he has due, if he had a call for, his past client scheduled, it would say, call your past client here. Call to say hi. Call to wish her a happy home anniversary, right? And so you can use KV Core in that regard, where you're following up with your past clients. Now I want to just check in real quick. See, do you have any questions? It looks like everyone's muted right now, but if anyone has any questions on this or comments, can you guys just send it in chat or unmute yourself? All right, I'll take the awkward silence as a good thing. So that's one really, really good way to use KV Core for past clients. Now, let's get into a few others. And these are kind of service tools. So using KV Core. So you'll notice anytime that you're in a lead profile, over here on the right side, you've got property alerts. You've got market reports. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have all seen what the market report is, but it's exactly what it sounds like. So it pulls data right from the MLS. But what's cool is you can send a market report to your past clients. So you can schedule that to go out automatically every 7 days, 14 days, 21 or 28. So if you've got a customer or, past client who they're very into real estate investing, this is an amazing tool. Or if you have someone who's thinking about selling, this is a really, really good way to show them what's going on. So what I would do is I would come in here and I would type in whatever area I want to send that market report to. And then what KV Core is going to do is every 28 days, it's going to reach out via email and it's going to send this market report to my customer. So let me actually show you guys what these market reports look like, because a lot of agents are not using them, and I think it's a hidden gem in KV Core. So let me show you how to create or kind of view what that market report looks like. So I'm going to just create a market report real quick so you guys can see what these actually look like. Now, it might ask for my contact info, so there we go. So Elgin, I'm already in your system, so please do not harass me. You can reach out to me, Elgin, but all right, so this is an example of what the market report looks like. So this is one I just pulled from Castaic here. So 121 homes for sale in the last 30 days. You're going to see new to market, 51 homes. Average time on the market is 54 days. Average home price, you can see average sold price. You can see price reductions. You can see price per square foot. You can see all of this. You can see most expensive, popular listings, but all of this is populated automatically for you. So I always joke around with my clients, and I've never heard a realtor say it's a bad time to buy real estate. Every single time when someone asks a realtor this question, hey, is now a good time to buy? I've never heard a realtor say no. So I always joke and say that because this market report, it backs up any claims or any statements that you make to your past clients. So if I'm taking a look at, my home that I paid 300 grand for, and I see right now the average sell price is that, and if I wanted to sell this home, I could realistically do it in under 2 months. That tells me a little bit about what I want to know. So these market reports, and once again, you can create this for any area, zip code. You can do it for an entire county. You can do it for a city. And there's 2 places that you can do it, just to remind you guys. So anytime that you're in a lead profile, over here on the right-hand side, you've got that market report. And you would just simply hit add. You would type in the area and then how often you want to send it. So that's one place. The other place is here in the squeeze page builder. So if I go to the lead engine and I click build a squeeze page, you're going to see this market report tab right over here. And so market reports, I have some clients that I'll do ads for. Hey, if you're curious about what's happening in the market in Castaic, feel free to download a free market report. That's all they're doing is they're just downloading this, basically this report, or they're downloading it and giving us their info to receive this market report. So I have clients that use it as a lead generation tool. I have clients that use it as a service tool for your past clients as well. So you start using those market reports. That's really, really good. So let's talk about some other things that are really, really fantastic, features within KV Core. So hopefully most of you guys know that you can send out mass text messages. But if not, within KV Core, you could filter. And once again, I showed you guys how to do this filter. But if you click on filter and then just do closed, you can hit apply filter. And you'll notice it's going to display 50 people on this particular page. So if Elgin wanted to, and he's got a new listing, he wants to text out or email out to all of his past clients, or maybe he wants to filter it out by, hey, show me all my past clients who have bought a house in, let's say a specific area. So we could say Castaic, right? What it's going to do is it's going to now pull up a list of all past clients Elgin has in Castaic. And maybe because he wants to brag to all those past clients, hey, I just sold, the most expensive home ever in Castaic, whatever the case is. But what I'm getting at, though, is you can use these features within KV Core to send out mass communications. So if Elgin wanted to, he could just simply check this box here, and then he could send mass text, and he could send out whatever message. Happy Tuesday, and then whatever message he wants to say. So happy holidays. Hey, I've got a new listing. Do you know anyone who's looking, to buy a home in this area? Hey, I'm having a customer appreciation party. And so these mass text messages, they're sent out. However, they're sent out to individuals, so it's not like a group text message. So use these type of features. And the other thing is, you'll notice here, you can actually put in the MLS number. So if there was an actual MLS number that I had, you could simply put that in, and what it'll do is it'll actually attach a photo of that listing and a link to that listing right within this text message. So you'll notice this little checkbox. So you can send out mass text messages. Along that same kind of token, you can also send out a mass email. So if I wanted to mass email all of my past clients and wish everyone a happy holidays, I can do that right within KV Core. Or something I'm encouraging some of my customers to use is you can also use voicemail drops. So if you go into more actions, you'll notice that you can send a voicemail. This is really good. I don't recommend always using this to constantly keep in front of your past clients, but this is a great one for the holidays or Happy New Year. So you leave a voicemail. Hey, this is Elgin. Best part of 2021 was my kid graduated from college. I'd love to hear from you. How's the family? Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. Otherwise, just a courtesy call wishing you happy holidays. You can easily do that, right? And you can get in front of all your past customers. So you can do that. And then some other things you'll notice, you can do video message as well within KV Core. I'm not going to go over every single one of these in details, but hopefully you guys, the little light bulbs going off, all of these things that you can do within KV Core for your past clients. So those are a few options. Any questions? Any other comments that you guys have? Anything in particular you guys want me to go over with past clients? All right, I'm going to keep trucking along then. You guys are easy. Elgin, I don't know what you gave these guys, but they are silent. Awesome. Thank you, Veronica. So that is a couple things with the past clients. Now, let's get into some other ways that you can use KV Core for your social media. And so if we take a look within KV Core, there's a lot of features that they have, right? So you've got all of these things over here on the left. First thing I'm going to point out, though, is some really cool functionality within the listing side. So if I take a look, actually, we've got a question that came through here. So when you create a squeeze page, does it automatically put them on a market report for that area? When you create a squeeze page, no. That's a good question. So it has to be on an individual. So you have to go into that lead profile in order for them to receive that market report on a regular basis. So you'll select what lead you want to send it to, and then they'll receive an email with a link for all of that market data, and then some of that market data is included in that email. Yeah, and if I were you, Gabrielle, I would sign yourself up as a test lead in KV Core. Just go to Quick Actions and use another email address other than what you use to sign into KV Core. But create yourself just a kind of a dummy account and send yourself that market report so you can see what consumers are getting. Yep. Real good question, though. What other questions? You're welcome. All right. Beautiful. All right, so let's get back to, and keep the questions, if you guys have them, keep them coming. I'll keep addressing them as they come through. All right, so let's talk about some features within KV Core that you can use for social media. And so if I go into the listing side and I take a look at all my listings or all the listings that are available in the MLS, what you're going to notice is a lot of things. So you can do a search by address. So you've got a specific address you want to type in. You've got a specific MLS number. You can type that in here, or an area. But let's just pretend that this is our listing right here. So a few things I want to point out for you guys. One, you're going to notice that it gives you a direct link right here. So you'll notice you've got that specific link that you can use, right? And so you can email this to one of your past clients, and it pulls up a list of all of those homes or that specific home and a link right to the website. So it does that really quickly. The other thing that there's more actions here in the upper right corner. So you'll notice you can post this right to Facebook. You can post it to Craigslist. You can do Twitter, you can do Pinterest. Believe it or not, I have some clients that have really good success on Pinterest, because if you think about it, there's a lot of stay-at-home moms that are doing a lot of home shopping, and it's a great way to attract them. But let's use Facebook as an example. So what I did is I just clicked on more actions. So I went and found a listing. You type in the listing MLS number or an address, and then it's going to create a post for me, and it has a link right there. So check out my new listing on 123 Main Street. So this is for any of you agents who are listing right now, who post on your social media and you're putting a link to Zillow. This is why I strongly recommend against doing that. And it's nothing against Zillow. However, they have this big button at the top of every single page on their website that's called Agent Finder, AKA you're sending traffic on your listing to other agents. So I would stop using Zillow, for people to, don't stop directing people to go to Zillow, and start using KV Core the way that I just showed you for this, particular listing. So I could say something like that, right? Check out my new listing on 123 Main Street. Now this right here, this is on my personal page. But if I wanted to, I can do a specific page. I could do it on a group. I could do it on a friend's page. I could send it in a private message. So maybe you've got a past client or someone who you've been sending messages to back and forth. But what it does is it automatically links them right to this. So if I went ahead and posted this, let's check out what it actually looks like on my Facebook. So let's pull up Facebook. I'm going to go to my profile right now. Hopefully. Bueller. Here we go. And then you'll see this post, check out my new listing on 123 Main Street. If any of my friends click on that, check out what happens. It automatically links me to the website, and I'm looking at that specific property. Now, how KV Core is set up as far as for lead generation, they'll let people look at 2 houses and then ask for their contact info, but you can always change that. But that is an amazing, really easy, simple way to just simply put a listing right on Facebook or anywhere on your social media. So I would strongly recommend you doing that. And what you'll start to notice is you'll start to generate leads from that. So that's a really good way. The other thing, what you can do, you could create a list of a couple different properties. So let's just say you went and handpicked, a bunch of listings. Maybe right now it's a bunch of houses that have pools. You could go through and select all of those specific listings, and then you'll notice that you can actually email, you can text all of those specific properties to people. However, it's some really good, functionality within the system that allows you to take a listing and put it onto social media. So that's one particular way. Is there anyone that's active on social media that I could use as my guinea pig to just, see additional ways? Elgin, I know you're super active on Facebook. So you care if I pick on you, Elgin, and do what you've been posting on Facebook?
No, go ahead.
All right. All right. So this particular listing right here, here's a quick tour of the property in San Fernando Valley. So this would be a great example. If I were Elgin, I would link directly to this one specific property. So he's giving them the video to watch, which is amazing, but maybe they want to, see more full information on this particular property. So what we could do is we could go into KV Core and type in that address. Here's another example, same type of a thing, right? Where I would recommend linking right to that specific property on KV Core. So let me go over a few different ways. So one, you can find it under the listing section. The other thing is you can create what's called a squeeze page. I personally like doing squeeze pages a little bit better just because it has some other functionality. So what you'll notice is when I go to the lead engine and then build a squeeze page, I can choose a specific property. And so same thing, I can come in here and I can type in whatever address I'm interested in that I want to market. And then I can tell KV Core, hey, I want to ask people immediately once they look at this property. And then I want to have a Facebook post or a hashtag that says Facebook post from 9/21/2021. That way, Elgin's tracking which, what type of his Facebook posts are doing. Got it. So Elgin said that one's, coming as a coming soon. So for something like a coming soon, another thing that you can do, it depends on the area. Do you guys display coming soon on the MLS, Elgin, or is it only display within 24 hours of it going live on the MLS?
A little third-party sites pick it up, and but yeah, otherwise, I think it's 24 hours or something. I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so some MLSs it will display it, but otherwise, if you do have a property that's let's say up and coming, I would pick the specific area that it's in. So let's say you got a listing coming on at 700,000. What I would do is I would create a landing page or a squeeze page. I'm sorry, and I would pick Glendale, and I would pick it between those price points. And then if I wanted to, I could hit generate link. And what that'll do is now I can send people to look at all homes for sale in Glendale until your listing's available for the full details. So some really good kind of information. And then you'll also notice you can do it, multi-property, which is, cities, couple different cities, or you can do single specific properties. But it's just a good way to get people engaged. The other thing I think a lot of agents do is they put all their eggs in one basket. What do I mean by that? Is in a Facebook post, you gave me one option of one specific house, right? I would love to say that, every time that you do that, you find the perfect prospect. But the truth of the matter is, majority of the time, if you have a buyer, you need to get as many properties in front of them as possible. So if I'm doing an ad for a specific listing or a post, I would say, hey, check out my new listing on 123 Main Street in Glendale. Want to search all homes for sale in Glendale? Click this link. So give people two different options. One, to view that one specific property, but then give them a second link to search all homes in a specific area or a specific price point. So you'll start to notice some really good engagement when you start to do that. So those are some good metrics there. Few other things is make sure that you have your entire KV Core account set up linking to your social media profiles. So upper right corner, click on my profile, and you'll see Elgin here. He has all his set up for Facebook, for LinkedIn, for YouTube. Now here's the thing, Elgin, I noticed, and I'm like smacking myself across the head that I haven't thought of this previously for you, but the other thing I'm a big fan of is messenger bots, or I should say, having some type of a messenger on your website. So this is an example of my website, and here in the lower right corner, you guys will notice after a few seconds, I have Facebook Messenger that pops up, and you'll notice I have a specific message that I can say. So, hey, are you looking to generate leads or for coaching? And so you can put your Facebook Messenger on your KV Core website. And that's something anyone who is, generating leads online, I strongly would recommend you putting this Facebook Messenger plugin into your KV Core website. And so it's really easy to actually do. And if you guys want, I do not mind adding this into your website for you. But otherwise, if you just go to website and website manager, you click on edit settings. I'm just going to go ahead and do a search for chat. So you'll notice we've got it right here. So the Facebook username for chat. So that's what Elgin wants to chat with people on. And then what I would do is I would put in this custom chat widget code. And what that'll do is it'll allow the same type of functionality on his website. So I would go to Elgin's Facebook page. And maybe I'll create a short little video about this for you guys as well, Elgin, but I'll add it in right now for you, Elgin. All right.
Yeah, don't make me fire you.
At least wait till the training's over, Elgin. All right. So I'm in Elgin's Facebook page, and I'm going to go ahead and I want to say it's under settings and then messaging. There we go. So settings and then messaging. And you'll notice there's a section here that says something about installing it on your website. So add Messenger to your website. So once again, you'll go on the left, you'll go to settings in the lower left corner, and then you'll click on messaging here at the top. And then let's go ahead and, where did it go? There we go, get started. And so since I like Elgin, I'm gonna do some branding kind of for the EXP type of colors. I don't know if anyone knows what color this blue is, but see if that's what it is. But I'm going to make this color widget the same color. So what we can do is we can ask specific questions. What this means is when someone comes to his website, we can ask, hey, thanks for getting in touch. What can we help you with today? That's right now what the message is. I would say something specific. Thanks for visiting. Do you have specific, is there a specific neighborhood? Hey, are you looking to buy? Are you looking to sell? So for this one, Elgin, you and I can talk offline. I'm just going to install this code real quickly, though, just to show everyone what it looks like. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, let's assume I customized all of the questions. I like what it says. If I wanted to change the color and, what it looks like, functions like, I actually like that blue. So let's just go ahead and hit publish. And now I'm going to hit set up. We do not. Oh, that's right. That's good. So I'm going to just copy this code right here. And that's what's going to go right into the back end of KV Core. I'm going to save that code. And then if I go to Elgin's website and I refresh it, sometimes it can take 30 minutes. Hopefully, it'll happen right away. And Elgin, I'll tweak that message for us as well. But what will happen is we'll let people come to the website, and then after a few seconds, it'll pop up here. As I mentioned, sometimes it can take about 30 minutes for it to actually install on the website. But Elgin, I'll update that message for you and make sure that that's added to your website here today. So, yes, sir. So, all right. So that is a couple different ways that you can use social media within it. It's a couple ways that you can use it for past clients. Is there anything else on KV Core, while you guys have me, that you want to go over? Otherwise, that was what I wanted to go over here today with you guys. Hopefully you found it helpful for the past clients. Start using it for the past clients. And then the other thing is on the social media side. And actually, real quick, one thing that I'm actually literally setting up for Elgin today is a smart campaign. So what I'm doing for him is I'm creating a smart campaign that reminds Elgin to call his specific past clients, and then also creating some text messages that go out to his clients every couple months. So Elgin, you'll receive that email here shortly with all of those messages that I've included in it. But that's the other cool thing is within KV Core, you can just simply push a button and have a mix of different emails and text messages that go along with it. So. But aside from that, guys, what other questions, comments, concerns that we have? Otherwise, this is my story. I am sticking to it. What other questions you guys have for me? Anything?
Well, one thing that I would also say is that the one thing is as you set up your stuff too, is KV Core definitely reminds you, and you'll look up in your to-dos, and if you don't space them out very well or something, sometimes you'll wake up with like 50 tasks. So, make sure that you kind of, if you can, spread them out into what realistically you'll do. Because I get a lot of, and I do a lot of stuff by via text, and I actually use my texting system sometimes as if it's coming from an assistant, which I'm also working on right now. So it'll say, something along those, along the lines of from an assistant thing, and I have been doing emailing my listings and that type of stuff. And a lot of that to past clients, a lot of that to active and new leads, just so they stay connected and they stay connected with me. And I'm not as concerned if it is exactly in their area or not in their area. I'm more concerned that they see me all of the time and that they see that I'm working all of the time. And hopefully not just working with them, but working within their sphere. Because remember, it's not just the people that you hit, it's the people that whom you hit, whom they know as well. So you want to get into the conversation to whereas whenever they're doing their real estate water cooler talk, that you're the one that they think of. Oh, I got this guy that always hits me with these new listings. You should call him Auntie Helen or whatever the case may be, and generate additional activity that way.
Yeah, that's really, really, really good. And it is, it's that top of mind, and that's something that top of mind marketing is. There's always someone who has a friend who has another realtor, but at the same time, you want to generate and try and earn Aunt Helen's business. She sounds very friendly, so really good stuff.
Quick question.
Yeah.
So I've been through the PDFs and all the courses and for smart campaigns, and I get overwhelmed sometimes, and I'm still not entirely sure which ones I have on or anything like that. Do you have a library that you recommend, or do you recommend just truly starting with a few basics? Because I'm kind of at the point where when I first got involved with EXP, I just like activated everything because I was excited, and now it's like I have to backpedal, and I'm not even sure what's working well and what's not.
Yeah, it's a really good question. I'm going to answer that question, I promise. But where are you generating leads from right now? Because that's a big piece of it as well. I'm personally a big fan of speaking directly to your audience. So if you do Zillow leads, you should have a smart campaign that talks about Zillow. If you're doing Facebook leads, you should have a smart campaign that talks about Facebook. So typically, where's your lead source? Or are you more referring to having something kind of generic for all buyers?
Yeah, I mean generic for all buyers. I don't really do online leads.
Okay.
I do like client parties. It's very like belly to belly stuff. However, um, I've definitely stirred up some interest without even knowing it using smart campaigns. So I know they work. I just don't use them very often.
Yeah, so I would, in your shoes, I might just recommend starting with KV4. They have some generic, smart campaigns that they give you right out of the gate. So let me share my screen again here real quick. All right, so in KV Core, you'll notice. Can you guys see my screen right now?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So if we go to the smart campaigns, you're going to notice KV Core has what's called the KV Core library. So these are messages that they give you right outside of the box. This particular one called the conversion default buyer, that's really good for new leads. That's a campaign that you can simply add to your library, and then all you have to do is just turn it on. I would probably start there. Or if you want, I do a lot of customizing, for my individual clients. So let me give you an example of some. This is a drip campaign that I created here this year that I'm using a lot for Facebook leads for a lot of my clients. But the thing is it's a lot. You'll notice on this list, it's a lot more text messages, and then I have a bunch of emails as well. But I'm way bigger on texting than I am on emails. I think emails are a great way to send listings, but I think texting and Messenger is a lot better way to get some of these people talking. So if any of you want to create a custom campaign, I charge $99 to do that, and I do all the work for you. You just simply have to give me feedback on what you want the messages to say. Yeah, but otherwise, if you want, I would just say, if you're not wanting to spend the time or the money, but just activate this conversion default buyer campaign. Yep. Yep. What other questions, comments, concerns? Anyone else have anything on KV Core? Sounds good. Well, I'll hop off here in a second. Elgin, any other specific topics, parting words you got for me?
No, thank you. I actually took some notes too, so I can know what to tell you to do. All right.
Yeah.
Help me. I will say, you guys, though, that I use Chris to actually assist me quite a bit, because as Gabriel said, I was that guy too. I jumped in when we jumped in, and I just jumped into KV Core and just started kind of turning on some stuff and this and that, and figured that I would just learn that way, which was probably not the right way to do it. I did use and still use those generic campaigns, particularly for some of my new leads when they come in, and it works pretty good. I am getting Chris is kind of tweaked some of my stuff. I'm getting better engagement than I was previously, because he used to laugh that I wasn't getting any engagement. So I am getting more engagement now. And the other thing I would just say is, do not use KV Core and expect that there won't be work for you still to do. You still have to follow up with these people. You still have to talk to them. You still have to do all the stuff that you would do. But in a lot of cases now, the lead becomes much warmer, and you're able to drip on them and able to get them when they're ready. They might not be. There's certain rules everybody knows with the internet leads. I mean, it takes like 18 months, a lot of cases, for them to actually get to the point to where they buy and all of that. So you kind of want different campaigns and stuff set up for the different type of a lead that it is. So anyway, that's what I'm doing, and engaging in my past clients more. So hopefully this helped you guys. There's a lot of stuff more to do. We've had Chris here a couple of times, and each time he's touched on something different. I'm sure that Chris will put his contact information in here if you guys want to speak to him directly on some things. He's always been very helpful with people that we've referred to him through our success team. So you can, like I said, I use him individually for some personal stuff, as you can see. But whatever the case may be, if you have some questions and things like that, feel free to reach out to him. He's always been very helpful. So thanks a lot for that, Chris.
Yeah, definitely. And one last thing I'll leave you guys with is, every agent's business is different. Elgin's business is different than yours. Use KV Core to help support your business. So I'm encouraging you guys to drink the KV Core Kool-Aid, but at the same time, make sure that you're using it to help you in your business versus, oh God, this is another tool my broker's forcing me to use. So when I first started talking with Elgin, I said, hey, you need to stop focusing on a bunch of new leads. You've been in the business a long time. Let's shift the focus a little bit. So if there's any way I can help you guys, feel free to let me know. If you do reach out, just be patient with me. I sometimes get bombarded with calls or text after I do these trainings. So be patient with me. But Elgin will tell you I always get back. And I appreciate you guys having me on here again in the cloud. And hope you guys enjoy the rest of your meeting and your Tuesday.
Thanks a lot, Chris.
All right, you're welcome, guys.
Hey,
have a good one, guys.
Hey, everybody, give me some feedback. How did